Look well into thyself. There's a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. Marcus Aurelius. What we achieve inwardly will change our outer reality. Plutarch. Friends, today's life lesson is all about finding your inner strength. It's about digging deep in those moments you need it most, anytime, but certainly in those moments that you need it most, and reminding yourself of that spark that you have. The fact of the matter is, we all find ourselves in moments of discontent or disarray or disempowerment, comparison, sadness, even. The question isn't if that shows up. The question is, what are you doing when it does? When that emotion, that feeling of disempowerment shows up, are you just allowing it to be true? Or are you digging deep and saying, I'm going to prove this wrong because this is not who I'm going to let myself be? Hear those words again. Who are you letting yourself be? So, taking a look at this inner strength piece, trust me, as someone who's walked the journey of shifting that doubt to staying in the focus of inner strength over and over and over again throughout life, I know it can be one that's a journey, right? The thing I will tell you is throughout life, I genuinely believe with focus, the need to consciously shift it gets smaller and smaller because it becomes so much a part of who you are. So here are a few steps that I would invite anyone who's struggling with this inner strength conversation to start with. Number one, what are you doing to pull yourself back up? This is a big one. For me, I can tell you it's a combination of things. One of the things is just doing something that I know I feel strong in, something that is going to say, okay, Jen, you know you're good at this. So if you can accomplish this and conquer this, you can conquer anything. Sometimes we need that reminder. Other times we need someone else to remind us. There's no harm in having someone remind you of your inner strength, especially if you're in that place that you're just having a hard time pulling it up for yourself. And anyone who's watched my videos in the past, you know I'm big on physical movement and physical exercise. Lifting heavy things, trust me, it can be such a great way of just proving your mental how strong you are by proving how physically strong you are. It takes mental strength to do a lot of heavy physical lifting. Next up, how long are you allowing yourself to stay there? I often tell clients, set a timer and give yourself, okay, I got this amount of time. And when this amount of time is done, I'm out. I can't stay in this emotion anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying stuffing the emotion. I'm not saying don't deal with it. I'm not saying don't deal with the root of it. I'm saying don't let yourself stay there. And worst, don't let yourself get sucked into the tornado of even worse emotions with it. Next, and I have already touched on this one, take a look at all your strengths. Take a look at all the times other people have acknowledged you for the things that you do, or that thing that you are conscious about, or that thing that causes you a disarray. I can tell you very transparently, I keep a folder of anyone that's ever given me accolades or good words or kind things or even thank yous. And if I need it, I'm going to open up that folder and I'm just going to remind myself who I am for people. And again, in doing that, it can remind you who you are for people. Again, depending on what that conversation is for you. Friends, this is a big one. They're all big ones. Keep your choice. You have the choice of being strong. You have the choice of digging deep and moving through whatever hardness you have. Might you need help to get there? Absolutely. We could all need help at times. Could you have to acquire some knowledge to strengthen? Absolutely. Could you maybe need other resources to get there? More therapeutic to deal with some things that you haven't dealt with before? Perhaps. Look at whatever that is for you so that you can start choosing to create a life of strength and perseverance and determination and grit in whatever way that looks like for you. Next up, stay aware. Pay attention to what's going on in your body. I like to stay in the truth of, okay, here's my equilibrium. I know when I'm balanced. Right now is a very balanced space for me. And knowing that I know what balanced feels like, when I feel escalated or emotionally off center, or that something's triggering me disempowerment wise, I stay in tune to my body, and my body tells me, whoop, something's going on here. And when you feel that, that's when you want to deal with whatever head conversation is going on so it doesn't get bigger than what it needs to be. You have this inner strength. It's already there for you. Take a look, get help if you need it, and start moving forward bit by bit. In those bit by bits, that inner strength is going to grow bigger and bigger. And like I said earlier, that hardness, that disempowering thoughts, whatever those look like for you, they'll get quieter and quieter. You are the master. You are the master of yourself. Only you. This is a quote, so I want to back this one up for a minute. You are your master. Only you have the master keys to open the inner locks. I got to read that one again, okay? You are the master. Only you have the master keys to open the inner locks. It's a quote by Amit Ray. You have the key. You have the master key to open the lock for yourself. Stay conscious of it. Stay aware of it. You'll be glad you did. Stay well, friends. See you tomorrow.